Why hello everybody, this is going to be a short tutorial for the Pro Bending fan game. Alrighty, so over here in the training area you have your information all along the walls here. Only the primary and secondary abilities Q and E can be used in Pro Bending, those for your ability moves. Some F abilities are still a work in progress. Case in point fire, they have no F ability. Everybody else does have one. This is theirs. It is an air shield. Water also has an attack, and Earth also has an attack for their F abilities, but they're not in Pro Bending as of yet. You can change the camera placement in your settings. This is really handy, so you can get the best view you want. Over here you have a little net to catch attacks. If you curve your attacks by holding left mouse button and dragging it out to the left or the right, you will create a spinning kick animation. This works for all forms of bending. Press C to switch your element. You can choose your element, not in the match, but outside of the match you can, and before the match starts. Dodging costs stamina. You can hold, or you can press spacebar with your directional movement keys to create a dodge. It costs stamina, which is the blue bar on the top left. You can regain lost health and energy with successful dodges, so dodging is very useful, not only for evading, but for the buffs you get. You can hold control to go prone, it's not too useful. You can also hold shift, also not too useful. You can hold middle mouse button on a teammate to lock on, or an enemy. This is really handy for Earth, considering they can make Earth shields for their themselves and friends and whatnot. I believe that is it for the attacks. Now down on the bottom left you have your bending icon as well as your meters. The top blue meter is a stamina meter. It controls the amount of dodging you can do. It depletes with every dodge. In the middle you have your green bar, which is the health bar. It'll be different for each type of bending. And the lower that gets, the easier you will be to knock over and knock out of the ring. So you definitely want to keep an eye on that. At the bottom left, the orange bar is your chi bar. It controls how much you can attack, again different for each bending group. So some bending groups will be able to throw more basic attacks than others, but it depletes and regenerates with the use of your attacks. Something I forgot to mention as well, with Earth, you really are only set to defensive abilities. However, if you press R, you can rack up multiple discs and throw them all at once, which adds a good amount of variety to the bending category. It's a little bit nicer. Alrighty, and so once you've gotten comfortable with the abilities and your key bindings, you can make your way on over to the separate area of training that includes the fighting. You press Z to start the fight, press X to change spot settings. So we should go ahead and enable all of them. And now he will start fighting. You can dodge at the right time. Attacks will also cancel each other out mid-air. So basic attacks will cancel out basic attacks, and abilities will cancel out the equal abilities, which makes for some great variety when you're fighting. You can press Z to stop or start the fight whenever you want. The less health you have, the greater the knockback from attacks you will receive. So if you're really low health and you get hit, you're going to go further back. You can regain lost health by successfully evading incoming attacks or not getting hit for a duration of time. So you can regenerate health, all you have to do is not get hit. Players are staggered after 4 consecutive hits unless they execute a successful dodge. And consecutive hit is a hit that occurs less than 3 seconds after a hit without the target successfully dodging an attack, so every 3 seconds that will deplete your little combo bringing up score. And now that you're finished with the training, you are ready for some pro bending. Now your objective is to knock back the enemies further and further into their zones, so when they run out of zones you can knock them off the arena for a clean knockout win. I find it best to balance your dodging and attack so you're not left wide open for an attack. Of course, everyone will develop their own style. Now should the time run out and both teams are still in the middle zones, a tiebreaker will occur. One bender from both teams will fight on an elevated platform with only basic attacks. No Q, E, or F abilities can be used in a tiebreaker. These can be tense. There is no time limit in a tiebreaker. It is simply the last man standing on the platform wins. And that is the in-depth tutorial on the Bending fan game. I hope this helps some of you. The game is still in an early alpha stage of development, but I'm excited to see how good the game becomes.